It is Thursday, the 7th of August, 1 week into the month already. Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining me. Well, we've got some low pressure to the north of the country, high pressure drifting away from us, and the combination is a fair bit of cloud around New Zealand. The thunderstorms that were over Tasmania yesterday morning are now halfway out into the Tasman Sea, still approaching the country. Big southerly change on that side, on the left-hand side of the Tasman. On the right-hand side, the eastern side, northerly winds. So for a number of places, you're going to feel the temperatures going up today and tonight ahead of what is looking like a pretty cold outbreak over the next week or maybe two. We're definitely going in to the peak part of winter. Now this changes every year. Other years we've had sort of early spring weather arrive by as early as the late part of July. This year we are not seeing that. We're seeing winter basically in charge at the moment. Not necessarily stormy, but the colder airflows really, you're going to see in a moment, they are hanging around for a bit longer yet. So low pressure to the north, not doing a lot, but it is part of the reason why we're seeing an easterly flow north of the country and affecting the top part of New Zealand, also the high pressure zone helping to do that. Northerly winds coming down, so that's why as we go to the later part of today, you'll feel that temperature lifting up. Behind it, there is the southerly, couple of thunderstorms out at sea, but the southerly change comes in overnight tonight, but properly over Friday and Saturday, and everyone, the whole country, is going to feel the temperatures dropping down following that change. And of course, there's another big high behind it, which is coming in for next week and part of the weekend as well. So noon Friday, there is the blue line, the polar line, coming right up towards Auckland and Northland as we go into the later part of the day. Ahead of it, there's a line of showers or rain. It's broken up. And because we know that there are some thunderstorms out at sea at the moment, you might see a couple of thunderstorms moving into the country. So the cold front moves over the North Island during Friday. Rain turns to snow around Central Plateau, the Desert Road, Waiouru, those sorts of areas. Keep an eye on that. And in the South Island, also seeing some snow through the Alpine passes and probably above 300 metres. There might be a few flurries that go below that. It's not an overly big event for the South Island, but you'll feel the temperature obviously going down as that southerly goes right up into the North Island. So frosty weather returns this weekend after sort of disappearing over the last day or so. We see those frosts really expand through the South Island and coming into the North Island on Saturday. Still a bit windy around the North Island on Saturday, so it's not as frosty. But look at Sunday, frost risk going right up into the Coromandel Peninsula, into Auckland, which means we'll see some light frosts here and there into Northland as well. And obviously widespread frosts around the South Island. Maybe a breeze still in some coastal zones. So it depends on where you are on the coastline, whether or not you'll get a frost or not, especially on that eastern side. West coast looks frostier. So noon Saturday, the high yet to come in over the top of Tasmania. The other high well off the eastern side of us. So low pressure is now forming around the Chatham Islands. That's encouraging this windy southerly. So showers around the eastern side. Another reason why, not everywhere has a frost. Still some cloud and showers around the outer edges. Mostly in the eastern side of New Zealand. Winds will turn southeasterly for many parts of the top of the North Island, quite often sunny around Taranaki, Waikato, and coming into Auckland, although there are a few showers brushing the coastline as that cold airflow heads northwards. Sunday, high pressure moves closer, powerful, 1037 hectopascals. Low pressure out to the east is also quite powerful, so between the low and the high, windy southeasterlies, they're going to blow through the North Island, keeping the temperatures down. Sunny weather, dry weather coming out of those regions I just mentioned before around the top of the country, but some showers in the east. A couple of those might zip through Cook Strait, Wanganui over towards Hawera. Those sorts of areas might see a couple of showers just sneaking through Cook Strait. Otherwise, that high is the main feature. So Monday, the high gets closer to the South Island and is growing. It's even larger by then. The cold airflow at the top of New Zealand drops down a small amount, and that's because low pressure to our north, a repeat performance of what we've had this week, starts again next week. So the easterly winds are around. Now it's still going to be a cold easterly off the sea, but you just might notice a degree or two back in the temperatures. And I'm sorry to say, eastern parts of the North Island, once again, the cloudiest with some showers around. Not a huge amount, but I know some of you are, especially in the northern parts, up around Northern Hawke's Bay, going up towards Tairāwhiti, Gisborne area. I know you're well over these cloudy, cold, showery days. Got a few more days to go before that breaks apart. Tuesday of next week, it's still there. So you get what this is a slow moving system coming in. Very powerful high pressure weakens a little bit around Tuesday of next week. The low to the north here could still move a bit closer, worth keeping an eye on. Easterly winds carry on through, southeasterlies further down the North Island, and yes, those showers stick around the eastern side. Banks Peninsula may also get it. Frosty, sunny weather for many other regions as that high comes on in. And by Wednesday, while the high has weakened a small amount, it's also moved up the South Island. The low to the north, still very close. So there's a watch this space kind of area at the moment between those two systems. You never quite know what this could produce as far as that low is concerned. It might drop down further, or if the high expands just a little bit in power, that low stays north of us. So for now, it looks like the high is the main factor in control of our weather. You can see the cold blue line there, the polar airflow drops a little bit further south as we go through next week. And of course, the left-hand side is warmer because that's where more of that northerly flow starts to develop. Now, let's jump forward to August the 19th, a couple of weeks away. Not locked in at all, but a very deep low pressure zone just to the east of Canterbury, and with another powerful high, or at least a strong high. But the shape of that high, north to south, means that it has great reach down over the Southern Ocean. So this is a proper wintry southerly coming through. Colder than the one maybe this weekend. You can see the blue line goes well north of New Zealand, goes well north of Sydney. So like I say, not locked in this far out. Anything could change. The shape of that high is the most important part to work out whether or not this all happens as it looks. Because you can have low pressure east of us, but if the high starts to bring in a westerly, it pushes that cold stuff away. But that would be a bit of a snow alert and a winter outbreak alert, potentially for August the 19th. So we'll just have to keep monitoring that one. I'll be back again tomorrow, Friday, as we take another look, and I'll have another update on that outlook, the long range one for August the 19th. We'll see you then.